Hello and welcome to another recap for the weekend for the Four Derivatives team. My name is Matt Williamson, and let's just jump right into it. S&P is very excited again this week. The Fed decided they were not going to do anything, and the market got really excited, which is unfair. Every time I say I'm not going to do anything, nobody gets excited around my house. So there you go. S&P has gone up about 3% based on the Fed saying nothing. The Q's also up about 3%, give or take, on the no news. And the Russell up about 2%, Russell lagging just a hair. But you can see pretty much all the intra-week activity. Here's the bulk of it right there around that Fed decision point. So not a whole lot to report other than just more all-time highs. If you pull this back and look at the daily picture, all right, there's your continued up move. It's a lot choppier here in the Russell. If we look at the Qs and the S&P, it's just a straight up vertical line. This is not sustainable market action, people. This is not normal. This is not normal. It kind of looks like a little fork there, but this is not normal in the S&P. It's not normal in the Qs. It's not normal in anything. You could chalk this up to inflation driving prices higher. You could chalk it up to, good news from the Fed not doing anything. Whatever you want to chalk it up to, this is crazy. This is crazy town. Back in October, we're looking at 23.16. Now we're at 52. We are over 100% from October of 2020. That's crazy, crazy, crazy. But it is what it is. Keep buying it until it's time to sell it. What can I tell you? Nobody knows when it's time to sell it, except that all the shorts that have been trying to sell it all the way up here have experienced a great deal of pain and suffering. And at some point, some of them are going to be right, and they're going to go, "I told you should have shorted it." But it's just they'll be saying it over a pile of dead bodies all the way up. So some things you could get long without quite as much risk. I'll just give you a couple of quick picks here. Darden Restaurants, operating such fine establishments as the Olive Garden and Longhorn Steaks, and at the expense of a libel lawsuit. They also have another crappy steakhouse called Ruth Chris. I went to that, I don't know, a year or two ago. It was horrible. It was absolutely terrible. And it's supposed to be really nice. It's maybe that kind of steakhouse where you're going to prom and you want to take your date to a steakhouse. That's where you go. All right, let me just justify the purchase here for a moment. All right, I've applied some ATR bands. Okay, that's average true range bands. So these little guys on the outside, we're not going to talk too much about them, but they measure the average true range. This is a times four, so ATR times four, so 4x the average range, not foreign exchange, but 4 times the average range. And you can see here's the close prior to earnings, and boom, there's the close after earnings. So it has jumped down, not one, not two, not three, but 4 ATRs and closed below that level. So, whether or not you like their restaurants, fundamentally the company is pretty decent. They make money. Their balance sheets are all healthy and whatnot. So, as bad as the restaurants are, the balance sheet and the income and all that good stuff actually looks pretty decent. So, I bought some DRI down here. I also bought Five Below because I love being in companies that really have crappy looking facilities. All right, so Five Below, same kind of story here. This was another earnings situation. So market took it to town from 208 down to 171. It's pretty good upside, especially for a presumably pretty short time hold. But here's another 4x, probably honestly 5 or 6 or 7x on the AZR down here. Again, going from 210 territory to 171. So there are my two quick picks for the week. Yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to write in. Otherwise, hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time. Bye bye.